Hello, everybody. My name is Sheila Blackshear, and welcome to the Hustle Bubble. Here we have the business mogul, which happens to be my cousin, Dae'Quan Green, the founder and CEO of Juni Global, which is an athletic wear company, including footwear. How are you feeling today?
Hey, I'm feeling great. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for the introduction. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where everybody is that's listening in and watching.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. I just want to thank you for doing this interview. I really appreciate it. Let's jump right into it. So, Juni, it is such a unique name. How did you come up with the name, and what was the aha moment for you to start your business?
Okay, great question. So I'm a Gemini. I was born in June. June 10th is my birthday. And when coming up with my company name, I wanted to do something that connected to me, something that I felt represented me as a person, my brand, my identity. So Junie means June in another language. And when I seen Junie, I just liked the way it sounded, the way it looked, and that's how I came up with it. And also someone that I played basketball with, ironically, when I was discussing the business name with him, because I wasn't 100% sold on the idea, he told me a story, and his family actually called him Junie growing up. So that was the aha moment, which was like, okay, this is what I'm going to go with. Because I had no idea that that was his name, because his name is nowhere close to the word Junie at all. So that was the aha moment.
Okay, so it was like more of a confirmation, like this is what I should be doing. This is it.
Yeah. I felt like that was definitely a sign. I believe in signs and
Mhm.
intuition, so that was definitely a good sign for me.
That's dope. All right. So give us a walkthrough of how you started your business.
Yeah, so I went to college and I studied business management as a minor, and then I later got my MBA at the University of New Hampshire, where I studied business management, and I minored and focused in global business.
Mhm.
So I always played sports. I always was in the athletics since probably the age 4, and I always wanted to make my own sneaker. Once
Mm.
I got into learning about sneakers, the industry, manufacturing, I decided to get a job in the retail industry, and I started working for Bloomingdale's. So I worked for Bloomingdale's for a number of years, and being there, the experience, the people, it made me want to do something more than just footwear. So that's what really got me into wanting to do athletic wear. Once I got a love for the materials and the fabrics and just the environment, working with the vendors and the consumers on a daily basis. So that's what made me want to expand my business from just footwear to athletic wear. And that's where I came up with Juni Global.
Nice, nice. And it's funny you mentioned the material. I had ordered my socks not too long ago, and I'm like, yo,
Mhm.
these socks feel good. Like I'm not just saying that, but like they really they really feel good. So I definitely noticed that.
Yeah, the socks definitely was one what I would say is one of my top 3 hot items.
Mm,
The first item I made were t-shirts, and everyone makes t-shirts, even people who don't have a formalized business. And
mhm.
then after that, I made basketball shorts, which were a huge success. And then I made some other things, accessories, keychains. I made some duffel bags. The duffel bags sold very well as well, but it was just a limited item. But the socks, the tracksuits, I actually have the tracksuit top on right now, and the basketball shorts were the items where people said, oh, the material, the fabric, the
Yeah,
breathability, they work out in it, they relax in it, they work from home in it. And I definitely am very, very happy. But I think the socks are probably the hottest. I just actually ordered 500 new pairs of socks. So we're
okay.
releasing. I started with the crew socks that you purchased, and now I have ankle socks. I have more crew socks. I have mid-level socks. So it took off. So I'm hoping to keep going up from here.
Nice, man. Nice. So, what are some of your like initial challenges you faced, and how did you work to resolve it?
Yeah, I definitely would say the biggest initial challenge was manufacturing.
Mm,
I wanted to find manufacturing within the United States because I felt like that would be the easiest. Being a small business, I would be able to be very hands-on. But I had to learn that I had to adjust to one, the economy and just the industry. I started my business 2, 3 months before the global pandemic, so
Wow.
that almost automatically forced me into making certain decisions. For example, being 100% online.
Yeah.
So manufacturing was the biggest piece, but I will say outsourcing my products definitely has been a great blessing for me. As you said, I'm talking to people around the world. They're giving me their resources. They have big factories, and I buy all my things in bulk. So for me, it's not a it's not a one-off buy or a
Yeah.
drop ship. We're making everything from scratch, and it gives me more control over my business from the designs. Do I want the shoestrings to be inside, outside? What do I want the tip colors to look like? How do I want the zippers placed, etc. So it's definitely worked for me, and I'm glad it happened.
Would you recommend buying in bulk?
I would say it depends on your capacity. So, for example, buying in bulk, it could take longer. The pricings are a lot higher, um, but you may have more creative control over what you're doing. The quality could be better because the manufacturer knows that you're buying, you're spending this much with me. So it's pretty much the saying, you pay for what you get. If
Yeah.
someone knows, oh, Daquan's coming in here, he's only buying 7 shirts a month, they're going to do the job. But if they know Daquan's coming in here and this week he bought 20, next week he's going to buy 50, the next week he's going to buy 100, they're
Mhm.
going to want to keep giving you the newest designs, and they're going to help you. And I feel like that's what I experience with all my products. People send me deals, they send me ideas, they help me with edits. The manufacturers, oh, I wouldn't make it this color. This is too transparent, or I wouldn't do it this way. So it
Mhm.
depends on your business, and I would say also it depends on your demand. If you When I made the shirts, I made 200 shirts, but in the beginning I only sold about 15, 20, and I was in the hole a lot of money. So it depends on the capacity of your budget, the demand you can handle. All those things play a big part. Marketing, it's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So the company was inspired by the idea that athletics unites people and promotes individuality. Why is individuality important to the company, and what athlete inspire you to be your own individual?
Okay, so I feel like everyone sees this, how athletes are promoting their individuality and how the companies are promoting it, whether it's from the Colin Kaepernicks,
Yeah.
the kneeling campaigns with Nike, the Serena Williams, the cat suits for once she had her child. There's so many different examples of how athletes are showing their brands, their personalities, their signatures, etc. So growing up playing sports, it was the same thing for me. I wanted the visor nobody had playing football, playing lacrosse. I wanted to put the tape on my stick a little different. Soccer, I might have wanted special color spikes on my cleats.
Mhm.
So I always felt like that was a way. Sports for me, at least, I've made most of my friends throughout my life playing sports. Even as an adult, I still play in a few leagues, and I've been able to meet people, and that led to great relationships. So that's why I feel like sports really can unite people, and people watch sports all over. I have people I sell things to in different countries around the world. I've gotten to connect with people in different countries. So I definitely, that's where I came up with the global, and I'm an avid traveler. I love traveling. So that's where I came up with that. And my favorite athlete is Dwayne Wade. So
Okay.
he's my favorite athlete. He's been my favorite athlete since I was probably 8 years old. Um, so I love everything about Dwayne Wade for sure.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So one of your company's mantra is "Be fearless, be you." Why was it so
Mhm.
important to you that it became your company saying?
Okay, so even growing up and as a kid, I always had to keep in my mind that if I wanted to do something special and leave my mark on my family, the world, I'll
Mm.
have to do things that had never been done. And
Yeah.
as you know, me and you are both trailblazers in our family. I was a first generation college graduate, so I traveled and went to school 10 to 12 hours away from where I grew up. I'd never been in the South. I went to Claflin University. It's a great HBCU, the first HBCU in South Carolina. And I got my bachelor's degree from there. So that's just about being fearless and being yourself, because you have to be confident in yourself. And I feel like if you don't believe 100% in yourself, how do you expect other people to? And that's where I connect my real life beliefs with business, because I feel that you have to be your number one supporter. If
Yeah,
you don't feel like your product's the best, why do you want your consumers to keep buying it and believing in it? So you have to tell that story. I feel like you have to tell your story through your business, through your clothes, and that's where I just keep trying to tie my brand and my beliefs into my company.
absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely have to convince the buyer the value of the
Hmm.
company and what does it mean. So that makes perfect sense. Absolutely. Um,
Hmm.
I was immediately impressed with your marketing strategy. What did the idea of having brand ambassadors application come from?
Yeah, so that came. I'll tip my hat again to my great team and just
Mhm.
all the great experience I learned working at Bloomingdale's. They have a wonderful loyalty program. That's what they call it, and they call you a loyalist, similar to how Walgreens. You have your Walgreens card, CVS card, ShopRite, Buy Low, wherever you live, Piggly Wiggly. So I came up with the brand ambassador program, just looking at different companies, and also from what I learned in my MBA classes, how to retain business and retain customers while reaching new customers. So I wanted to think of a way to get people engaged from all over. So I have a great group of kids. Most of my brand ambassadors are athletes, but everyone doesn't have to be an athlete. But I say kids because they're teenagers. So I have a great group of men, women that are working, doing different things. One of them, Jalen Tillery, he just got committed to play basketball in
I seen
college, which
that
was
this year.
great. We
Yeah.
have a few AAU kids that are doing great things. So that's really how I came up with it. And so far, it's been very beneficial because it's given me a way to connect with the community and continue, like I said, to expand my brand and meet new people. And also, I talk to them and help them in any ways, school projects, mentorship, all those types of things. So when I do pick brand ambassadors, the one thing I say is, what do you think? What value do you think you could bring to Juni Global? But then I also ask them on the application and in the interview, what value can I bring to you? Because I want this to be a partnership. I don't want you to feel like you're just working for me, and that's why I use the word community a lot. I want them to feel like this is a family, this is a partnership, and it's been good so far.
Right. Yeah, I was definitely impressed by the brand ambassador. And it's funny, you mentioned that your salesman's experience and things like that, and it said that if you want to be an entrepreneur, go into business, the best way to start is start in sales, and yeah, that's what I've heard, start in sales, because you get to pick up things and pick up different strategies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say, because I worked in corporate America majority of my life, going to the sales was a big, big difference. I had to really learn how to connect with people, and some of it's training, but a lot of it's just natural. Because some people might come in, you say good morning, and they might not say good morning back, or some do. Or learning who wants to speak, who needs direction in the store, who's that person that just wants to feel like they're in charge when they're in the store, but they still might want you to follow them around, knowing when to ask if you need help or a bag. So it's so much you can learn from sales, and I really enjoyed it. I was glad. I know some people, they frown upon sorry, retail jobs, but I definitely liked mine. I had a great time.
Yeah, you definitely develop like a thick skin, because you definitely need that
Mhm.
going in business, because you might you might run into a conflict with customers, or trying to cultivate different relationships with people, business partners,
Mhm.
and it's not really selling, sometimes it's not selling your product, it's selling yourself, like selling your brand, trying to get
Mm.
that over, and you need real sales to really do that. So I definitely agree with you. It's really important. On your website, it is nothing but filled with excellent reviews. Immediately, I noticed you have a community that really believes in your products. For someone just starting a business, how can someone get a community to invest in them?
Um, I would definitely say you have to be active
Mm,
socially.
yeah,
In the beginning, I wasn't I wasn't always going out and asking for reviews and talking to people to get feedback. I was just not because I didn't care, but I was just so excited. I have a new product. I've been thinking about this for years since a kid,
yeah,
making my own stuff. So I was just making what I liked, what I loved, having fun with it. And then once I got through that phase, that's when I would um, get feedback from people or request it, ask people to talk to me, or even like I said, just talk.
yeah,
People might not always want to do a survey, or they might not always want to send an email, but finding different ways to connect with people through a raffle, through doing an event, vending, just public speaking, any type of interaction you can do. And that's really where I'm at now. 2021, I made it a goal to really improve my marketing because I feel like my products, I've created at least 30 different products within my first year last year. And now I'm at the point where I have the merchandise, I know where to get it. I'm getting, as you said, good reviews, I'm getting feedback. So I just feel like now I just have to let the world know what I have going on and what I can show.
yeah, absolutely. It's funny because like after I wrote a book and I was like telling people to buy it and I was also telling people to review it, I never noticed how important a review is. Like I never,
Hmm.
until like I put something out there, I never noticed how, because I would never do a review. I would
Hmm.
never, I would never, even if I love the product, love the business, I would never do the review. But when I was like, okay, reviews really help because I need it. So that's why when I got your socks, I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta do
Hmm.
a review. I gotta do this because even though we're related, you're my cousin. I probably would have not did the review, not because you know ill will, but just because it didn't register me how important doing
Yeah.
a review is until you're. But reviews are important because people look at it. People
Hmm.
decide, should I get this
It,
product?
it's some it's some big oh,
Yeah,
I'm sure you're business mind, so I'm sure the Reddit groups out here, the
yeah,
Yelpers, the
yeah,
people, oh, if you don't have 5,000 reviews, or if
yeah,
you don't have this or that,
yeah,
that, and that's really where we are now because everything is online, and
absolutely.
data is so big, and
Yeah,
people aren't going out
algorithms.
anymore. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's, oh, how am I going to know about this book? I can't go see it on the shelf. I have to read
exactly,
a review.
exactly,
So
exactly.
I
Yeah,
definitely, I definitely realized that because I was that person too. If I felt like the service or something, I'll have to really, really, really be into it to really leave a review. And a lot of times I'll hang up the phone. Do you want to do a survey?
yeah, no,
No, but I definitely see, and it's very important. And
yeah,
like you said, reviews, to me, reviews, the loyalist programs, the brand ambassador
yeah,
programs, it all ties in because the companies and ourselves, we're doing all this for the people, so, and
exactly.
our customers. And I feel like that's the part where i try to I try to emphasize that when I do talk to someone about a review, like, hey, I'm not just asking so I could take up some of your time, but I'm
Right.
asking because I really value your thoughts and your opinion, and
Yes.
I'm doing this for you.
Yes.
So it's not all about me. I'm doing this for you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, in your company's description, it mentions footwear. Does that mean you have sneakers on the way? If so, are you designing them yourself?
Yeah, great question. So the first product earlier, I said the first product that I made were t-shirts. So the first product I made for sale were t-shirts. The
Mhm.
first product I made were sneakers. on the Instagram page, you may see me tease them sometimes. I made some running and walking sneakers. I made two different designs, but my research, this was something where through my research in the manufacturing, I didn't know how much it would take to make as many as I needed.
Yeah,
I thought about it and said, okay, these are the sizes I needed, but then I didn't think, oh, I need sizes 6 through 12, but then I
mhm,
need 5 to 10 of each. So that was the part. Once I got into the size runs, the money part really came into a factor, and I noticed where I need to be with my budget. But at this point in time, I definitely could make sneakers. Um, I was planning to make some and drop some this summer, but with the way everything is changing with the economy, I've been releasing different products depending on what products I think are the hot items
yeah,
based on how COVID is impacting everything, materials and prices for certain things are definitely going up. So I'm trying to be smart and strategic because I do want to release the sneakers, but I have to make sure I do it at the perfect time. And I am designing them from inside and out to definitely be something that I would be proud of, and
yeah,
that others could look at it and say, okay, I could see Dae'Quan wearing that, and
yeah.
that's something that he made. So that's the thing, and um, I'm really taking my time with it because that's going to be my number one
Mm,
thing right there.
okay.
That'll definitely be my trophy once I do make my sneaker and put it out for sale.
Yeah, absolutely. Any advice or tips you would like to share to our listeners?
Yeah, I would definitely say if you're going to go into business for yourself, just make sure you really do the research.
Mhm,
And besides, when I say research, I mean books, articles, listening to interviews, people who have been successful, but also people who haven't been, and also those who are in the middle. Maybe they're going through a struggle right now because it's going to be daily, constant changes in whatever industry you do. So research is very, very important. And also, I tell people all the time, make sure it's something you really want to do.
mhm,
People come to me with different investment ideas and do you want to make $1,000 or do you want to put money into this? But unless someone is going to really put that time to make sure something is successful because they're interested in it or they love it, 9 times out of 10, it might not go the way you expected. So make sure whatever you do, you're really invested into it because that's really the most important thing. You have to go out every day and make sure this goes well or it could go terrible. So
yeah.
research and make sure you really invest in it and take it serious.
Absolutely, because going into business, there's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs, it's a lot of things that may not go your way, but like to be
Mhm.
able to like stomach it, you have to enjoy it. You have to be passionate about it. You got to be really serious about it because it's not all fun and games, and people just see
Mhm.
the end result, the product, but they don't know the backstory of how I had to launch this product and stuff like that. So you gotta,
Staying up all night and
yeah, yeah.
and the emails, the
Yeah.
texts. I posted a picture earlier, and everybody can see this. This is on the Juni Global Instagram and on my personal Instagram. But my logo, my artist who drew it for me, he when we first started, it came from post-it notes. I posted a picture. It was a
Oh
bunch of
yeah, I did see that
post-its
picture. Yeah.
with all the different drafts, and then I posted an animated logo video later, like this is how it started. This is where we are now, just showing like the growth. I
Yeah.
started from a post-it note. I didn't have Photoshop or Illustrator or anything crazy. I just had to draw and use what I had, and that's where it comes in. And you have to really be invested and really want to
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely. Our last question, shameless plug. Where can the listeners find you?
okay, so you can find us on Instagram at Juni Global, JuniGlobal. We're also on Twitter at Juni Global, JuniGlobal. Our official website is juniglobalshop.com, JuniGlobalShop.com, JuniGlobalShop.com. And for fun, we're also on TikTok, and that's Juni Global Official. So what we do on TikTok, I actually let the community post all the posts. You may
Mm,
see me on there making announcements in the future, but right now it's a thing for the community and users to have fun. So if you like free merchandise, you like what I have, you can reach out to me, support at JuniGlobalShop.com. That's the email. You can DM me on Instagram or Twitter or even TikTok. I'll give you some merch as long as you're wearing the merch in the video, giving a review on in the video or anything. You could be on the TikTok.
it's awesome, man. Thank you again for coming and doing this interview. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.